All right, friends. So this is kind of a unique lesson because they really want us to be in the classroom for this one. And I'm going to go ahead and make a short list of things that you can use if you don't have blocks at home, which I don't have any blocks at home. So it's talking about rectangular prisms, and a rectangular prism looks like this. So we built one of these the other day, and we are working on page 131 through, let's see, 131 and 132. And you're supposed to have some rectangular prisms. And so I went all over my house trying to figure out some other things that we could use for rectangular prisms, since I can't guarantee that everybody has them. So a prism is just something that has, like, this is a square prism, also known as a cube, because it has a square on the top and then each side is the same size and the same length. A rectangular prism has a rectangle on one of the sides, and then it has a 3D shape to it. And a prism is just like the 3D shape of, the 3D name for an object that, like, so this is a rectangle. When you make it 3D, it's a rectangular prism. So each of the sides is the same size on the opposite side, same size on opposite sides, and then the corners are supposed to be right angles. So, but I knew that not everybody would have a bunch of things that are rectangular prisms around. So I came up with dice. So some people have, like, the game of Yahtzee. Yahtzee uses 5 dice. I don't know if you have Yahtzee at your house, but that's what that looks like. Or your family might just have some dice around. If you've got wooden blocks at home, those would work great. And then I started just trying to get really creative and figure out some other ways that we could build with rectangles. And I was like, oh, I can get some video game boxes. These are rectangles, they're 3D. They're not the same, like, if it was really a rectangular prism, it would be, each side would have the game on it, but we don't have that ability. So we're just gonna do our best and just pretend that they do. And then I was like, okay, so there's video game boxes. There's, like, macaroni and cheese boxes work really good. These are, obviously they are 3D, so they have a shape with them. So if you want to go collect something like that right now, go ahead and hit the pause button. Otherwise, you can just build with me, okay? So if you're gonna go ahead and go grab those things, hit the pause button right now, go get your things, and then come back. All right, we're working on page 131 and 132, and it says using unit cubes build a rectangular prism. So unit cubes are these dice. So those are going to be my unit cubes. And so I'm going to go, it says 2 rows of 3 unit cubes. Well, unfortunately, I only have 5 dice, and so I'm just going to kind of fake it and pretend that these are all the same size and same shape. We're not exact. And then it says to draw the top view. So what does it look like when we look straight down at it from the top? We have a rectangle that looks like this. Kind of. I'm not a robot, so this is not absolutely perfect. Now, when they talk about the front view, I'm just going to pull that one off. They're talking about what does it look like that. So when you look at it just straight on from that front, what's that look like? It's just like 2 squares. So I'm going to go ahead and draw the front view that looks like that. And now the side view, they want to know what's that look like from the side. So you can't see all the dice when you look from the side, but you can see that there are 3 cubes together. So I'm going to go ahead and draw the side view. And that is 3 cubes together. So when you look at it from the top, this is so imperfect, but we're just doing our best. It looks like that. When you look at it from the front, all you can see are those 2 dice. And when you look at it from the side, all you can see are those 2 dice. All right. So all you need to do for this is draw those pictures. Now this says 1 row of 2 unit cubes stacked on top of another row of 2 unit cubes. So I'm going to take my 2 cubes and do this, and then I'm going to stack them like that. So there's 2 and 2. So if I were doing this with video games, I'm going to go like this. Here's my first 2, and here's my second 2. So that's what it would look like if I were building these with video games. I only brought 3 boxes of macaroni, so I can't do that one very well. But it would look like that. And then I would have another box of macaroni right there. But fortunately, I have dice, and so I can go ahead and do it just like that. So if I'm looking at this from the top, tell me, what do I see? Yeah, I see 2 dice, and so I'm going to go ahead and draw it. You're also going to draw that rectangle that has 2 squares on it. Now it's asking me, what do they look like from the front? So I'm going to go ahead and turn my box, or turn my cubes so that you can see. So if this is what it looks like from the top, here's the front. What do we see now from the front? Yeah, we see all 4 of the faces of those die. There we go. And now we're looking from the side. So this is the top, this is the front, and here's the side right here. What do we see when we look at just the side? Right, once again, we see those 2, except for they are tall now. I really apologize that you don't have the perfect tools to be working with this. You can kind of look at these die, or these cubes, and see kind of what it's going to look like if we had 1 and 1. Now it says to build a rectangular prism to match each of these views. So here's the top view, the front view, and the side view. So if I were to build the way that it looks from the top, it looks like that. When I look at the front, it's the same view. And when I look at the side, I look right down there and I would just see the 1. So if I were doing my video games, again, it would look like this. The top we have the 4, the side we have the 4, and from the end we can just see the 1. All right, next we have number 4. It says top view looks like this. The front view looks like that. So what should I do to make my front view look like that? What do I need to add to my rectangular prism right now? Yep, we should add 2 more right on top, shouldn't we? So that still has the same top view, doesn't it? The front view is just like that one. It changed just a little bit. And if we look from the side, will it look like this? All right, so if we were doing that with video games, top view, front view, side view. I hope this is making sense to you. It's a little tricky when we're not together. So now we're going to look at page 132. I'm going to go ahead and pull mine out. Today I want you to show me this page. So this is the page that you're going to take a picture of and share it with me. This page we're just going to talk about, what are these shapes? Name that shape. Dun, 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 dun. Ba, 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 da, 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 da. Yeah, super exciting, right? So we're going to name these shapes. Sorry, I'm just trying to find the lesson for this one. Yeah, this is lesson 3.5. There's no page. There's no lesson in here for this page. How strange. Okay, so we're just going to talk about it then. So identify these shapes. So who can identify just some of these shapes that you see here? So let's just talk about like this one. What is this one called? Yeah, we know that one is a square. This one's pretty obvious too. What is that one called? Everybody just unmute yourself and say it. Yep, that one's a triangle. I think that everybody knows this one too. L. What is L? Yes, triangle. I realize I'm going a little fast, so I'm going to take a little pause time here and wait, make sure everybody's caught up. All right, so now let's go ahead and take a look at H. What is H? Yes, rectangle. Whoops, my pencil just stabbed right through the paper. Made a little hole. Burp, burp. Okay, do we see any other rectangles on here? No, we do not see rectangles. This one doesn't have right angles. This one doesn't have opposite sides the same length. So these are not rectangles. All right, do we see any 5-sided figures here? Let's go ahead and count some of these up. Yes, we have 2 5-sided figures. And do you remember what a 5-sided figure is called? Giving some clues here. I love it when you guys start telling me. Pentagram. And then this one also has 5 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's also a pentagram. Pentagram. All right. When we have a 4-sided figure that's not a square and not a rectangle, do you remember what the name of that was? So here we have a 4-sided figure and here we have a 4-sided figure. I'll give you a clue. Long word there, and it says quadrilateral. Remember, quad means 4. Lateral means sides. Instead of saying a 4-side, we have to make it complicated and give it a scientific name. Does anybody know what these are called? Yeah, we said at the beginning that they are cubes. When a square is 3D, it's called a cube. And you guys made a couple little cubes the other day. Mine are not perfect, but it is what it is. Okay, how many sides are on this figure? Do you know what a 6-sided figure is called? Hexagon. And then what is this thing here? It's a 6-sided figure. So what is it? Yeah, hexagon. All right, nice job, guys. And remember that this is the side that I want you to take a picture of today. So page 131. Later, Gators.